Hey everyone! So today it's a quick video on the new changes to Scaffold-eth-typescript. There are some new features. One of them is Foundry and is part of Scaffold-eth-typescript. In addition, there's something that was released earlier this year, which is Next.js. So today I'm also going to show the new command line system that lets you switch between Next.js and Vite and Hardhat and Foundry and how to run both. So I've cloned the new version of Scaffold-eth-typescript and I've just run yarn install. It's part of the starting the app instructions. So the first step is to run a yarn install. The second step is, which is new, which is you need to create your scaffold config. So it'll be yarn create config. This will automatically generate the scaffold config that has the basics installed, which is the Hardhat and vite, which is a React front end or build system, and it is going to run it with the local host as an available network. So it comes with sensible defaults, and now we're going to really see how easy it is to run Scaffold-eth and run it with the system. So I'm going to open up a new command prompt and run yarn chain. So this starts Hardhat. It's going to be in the bottom. The next, I'm going to follow the steps here. So I want to build my compile my contract. So I'm going to run yarn compile. This is going to compile all my contracts. So it's warning me that there's no mnemonic file created if I wanted to run with a particular user account. So we're going to go through that later. But other than that, everything ran fine. Hardhat's just going to run with Hardhat's default accounts. And then I'm going to deploy my contract in the Hardhat node, that local node. It's going to deploy this into Hardhat. The last thing I'm going to do is run yarn start. And I'm going to pull up my browser. If I go to localhost 3000, and there we go. We have the contract and it's working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this button to get money into my local burner wallet. And then I'm going to call my contract, which is the your purpose contract, and set a new purpose. Make puppies. And there we go. The contract's working and you can interact with it. The contracts are located solidity TS and then contracts. And you have two contracts that come with the template, your contract and your NFT. I can easily modify your NFT. I can call the purpose something else. So maybe I can create the second purpose. So I'll just call this purpose 2, and then I can create a secondary function that modifies that purpose. Call it set purpose 2, and it's going to modify purpose 2. This is done. If I want to deploy this, I can either run yarn compile and yarn deploy again, or I can just run all the yarn contracts. Watch. It automatically watch the contracts in the contracts folder and the deploy folder to make sure that everything is running. So I'm just going to edit this again. And it noticed that there's an error. There's a little debounce at 20 seconds so that you don't spam your hard drive. So here you go. It's running right now. It compiled one contract, solidity contract, and then it's starting again. So now we have the new purpose. That's part of this as well. The contract has been redeployed. I can set purpose 2. I can set purpose 1. And that's how easy it is to just modify everything. So the second part is to see how easy it is to switch to using Next.js and Foundry. I'm going to I'm going to leave Hardhat running in the bottom in the chain. The watch file is still running. So one thing I'm going to do is run yarn set React and tell it to switch to your Next.js. It just sets the React build to Next.js. So now that's done. I'm going to run yarn start. You don't have to do anything else different. It's automatically going to start Next.js. You notice that Next.js is building right here. And then boom. Now you have a Vite app, which is just client-side app. And you also have a server-side Next.js app, which is both options in Scaffold-eth-typescript. You can set the purpose. You can see your NFT contract, the mainnet DAI contract. Everything else is the same. So the last part, running with Foundry. So I'm going to kill everything. I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to get yarn set solidity to run with Foundry. All of these commands are in the README file, It even has instructions on how to set up Foundry. And if you ever need help, you can just type in yarn scaffold-h. It'll give you a list of all commands, and you can also do it for individual commands. So the yarn set solidity, I can do it -h, and it'll let you know what the options are for that particular command as well. I'm going to leave it on Next.js. I'm going to start the Next.js app. I want to run yarn chain. It'll automatically start Anvil instead of Hardhat, and that's running. I'm going to run yarn compile to compile everything with Forge. It also automatically runs type chain and generates all the types for you as well. And then I would run yarn deploy. This is actually going to fail because I have a mnemonic file. This is what I mentioned before. So I want to create a mnemonic file. So I'm going to run yarn generate. So this is the address, and it has a seed phrase, and all the mnemonic files will be inside solidity mnemonics. This is excluded from Git, so nothing is being checked in. Just make sure you don't push this in. There's some details about that in the README. New account that I can see with yarn account. It says I have 0 ether in it. All right, so I'm going to send this user ether from the default Anvil address. All right, now that that's done, if I run yarn deploy now, it's going to work. And this is going to use Forge to deploy to the Anvil chain. Everything's run. Nothing else needs to change. It automatically pushes type chain types and Foundry deploy information from the broadcast to the front end. If I go to my front end and load it again, the Next.js app loads. It's a new chain, so you have to get funds again, and then you can set purpose. And then if you want a tight loop, you can run yarn contracts. Watch again, and then it'll just watch your contracts, and every time you change your contracts, it's going to deploy it, and with the 20-second debounce. That's it. Those are the new features, guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you get to use it and it's useful, and you get to experiment with Hardhat, Foundry, Next.js, and Vite. Thanks a lot. Bye.